first institution to receive a grant from the foundation. And so with that, I'd like to turn this over to Steve.
Thank you, Dr. Dawkins. Good afternoon, everyone. So before we get started, I'd love to recognize some of the Papa John's employees we actually have here today. So I ask all my Papa John's employees, if you don't mind, to stand. I think we have some of our operators in the room as well. So appreciate their support. So without their help, we would not have the opportunity to be here today. So it is a momentous day for the Papa John's brand. Certainly a day that has been a long time coming. We had a vision of doing something that was uniquely special in the communities that we serve. So Papa John's, the brand, across 47 countries with over 5,300 stores. The way I like to look at that is that we're in 5,300 communities. An opportunity today to officially announce the introduction of the Papa John's Foundation for Building Community. So we had an opportunity to actually do something that was very encouraging, inspirational, very uplifting to all of our 120,000 team members around the world. In advance of officially announcing the foundation today, I think Martin Luther King once said, it's always the right thing, never the wrong time to do the right thing. We had an opportunity when we were watching, and it was our team members that brought this to me, that Bennett College was a historic black college that was at risk of potentially losing their accreditation. That certainly is not acceptable. There's 126 historic black colleges, it's down to 101. And Papa John's was going to do everything within our power to make sure that that was not one less historic black college that existed. So we quickly convened and made a decision to do what we could do. And we offered our official first grant to historic black college here in Bennett College here in Greensboro, North Carolina. So we're so proud of that opportunity to do that. So the foundation. So what does the foundation represent, or the mission, the vision, the values? Why would we make our first official grant to Bennett College? So I think you always have to think internal first. What is the culture of your organization? What drives that mission, and what are your values? Our company is all about fairness, equity, respect, and opportunity. As we looked at the opportunity here with Bennett College, it aligned completely with our value set of driving fairness and equity and respect and opportunity for all. And has had the opportunity to walk the hallways of Bennett College today, certainly inspired by the young college students that are just starting out their life and looking forward to opportunities to aspire for whatever their life goals may be to achieve as they go throughout their journey. So Papa John's, just to have a little part of that opportunity to be a part of their life journey, is certainly so rewarding for us, and our 120,000 team members are very, very proud to have an opportunity to be a part of that. But we also had an opportunity to not only make our first official grant today, we also have the opportunity to make a couple of additional grants that we'll be announcing today, and we'll bring some folks up to speak as well. So our second grant that we'll be making on behalf of the Papa John's Foundation for Building Community is in the communities that we serve all around the country. So we have 800 franchisees in the U.S., and in many of those neighboring communities is the Boys and Girls Club of America. Certainly something that is very special and unique to our franchisees, is we've had partnerships with the Boys and Girls Club for years, but now to do a national partnership and make a grant to the Boys and Girls Club felt like the best next step from Bennett College to really grow the foundation and moving in the right direction. But we didn't want to stop there, so we have two more grants that we're making today. The next one is to the Association of American Colleges and Universities. And that's really the work that I think is very important. I became CEO of the company last January, and one of the things that's most important to me is driving a more inclusive culture. Driving a more inclusive culture. Thinking about racial equity and what does that mean, and what is the responsibility of executives in corporate America to ensure that the actions are taken seriously and they're not just words. They're not just words, there's actions that are driven by education. And I'm very proud to have this opportunity to do the next grant there with the Association of American Colleges and Universities to start doing the work. And there's a lot of work that Papa John's needs to do. I'm proud of the work that we have done, but we have a lot more work to do. And we're not going to do it on our own. We're not going to do it on our own because we're going to have great partnerships and great advisors as well. So our fourth and last grant that I'll be announcing today, unfortunately we didn't have the opportunity to have the individual participate with us here today, but I do want to call out. So our organization our headquarters is founded and still lives today in Louisville, Kentucky. So we had an opportunity to work with Mayor Greg Fisher, and he's doing really tremendous work in the communities in Louisville, Kentucky. So we're also going to do a grant to lean into Louisville. So we really feel like that's also an opportunity to not just educate internal, but educate the communities, bring communities together, to avoid some of the barriers and distractions and issues that have happened throughout this country. And how can Papa John's be a part of bringing people together? We need to bring people together. Yes, we're just a pizza company, but we do believe and aspire to do more. So we think that these grants that I'm announcing today is the first step in a big journey, a long journey, to really take Papa John's and these partnerships in this country, frankly, and the people that live in this country in a positive direction. Might be one small thing, but we aspire for big things at Papa John's. So I want to thank some of the advisors that are helping us really craft the mission and the vision on the way forward for our foundation, because it's been a lot of work. There's been a lot of work that's happened behind the scenes for the last 6 months to do this. We had an opportunity to sit down with some of our advisors that are present here today, and I want to acknowledge them. So if I call your name, I'd ask you just to stand there, and we'll go through the three that are present here today. Luz Benitez Delgado, if you stand, Luz. She's the former program manager. Yes. She's the former program manager of the Debbie K. Kellogg Foundation, and really enjoyed the discussions today, Luz, and really inspired us to figure out how do we really make sure a journey and how we connect with our people and connect with the communities and do the racial healing that is necessary throughout our organization and throughout the country. So thank you for your guidance today. We just had a panel over here. This gentleman is quickly becoming the celebrity of Bennett College. I was inspired by his words at breakfast, but I was even more inspired by his words this afternoon, and that's Jeff Johnson. It just says communication specialist, but you're beyond that, sir. You are well beyond that. So we're just so privileged to have Jeff be a part of this as well, and just trying to craft our thinking and really help us understand and really challenge us in a big way. Jeff is going to challenge us, and we want that challenge so that we become better and better. And last but certainly not least, standing in the back here as well, Mickey Woodard. She is the director of Good Robot at Bad Robot Productions. She's in the world of entertainment, but she certainly knows how to apply those things into business, into people, into culture, and really think about how we can establish a framework for moving this foundation forward as well. So those are three of our advisors. We have others. We look forward to our next meeting coming up here very soon. And just, last thing I'll say before I bring up some of the folks is just know that Papa John's is an organization of people, that are deeply rooted and caring about why they went to that company. I started with that company 23 years ago, as an hourly employee. There's so many people that are just like me within that company, and they care deeply about this organization. And we were deeply hurt by what happened last year, and we take full responsibility and accountability because we want to get better. But my job is to protect my people, my 120,000 people, and my executive leadership team takes that very, very seriously. So I thank you for your support. I thank you for your continued challenges. And don't listen to what I say, watch what we do. So thank you. So I'm going to ask some folks to come up. We're going to do some official grants, and we'll do a photo here and see if I can't make a couple comments as well. So why don't we start with Bennett College. I'll ask Dr. Dawkins maybe to come up, say a few words, and we'll do a photo.
Thank you. Well, as you know, during the Stand With Bennett campaign, we raised just about $9.5 million. So that's remarkable in 60 days. One of the largest gifts that we received was from the Papa John's Foundation. Papa John's, as I said to Steve earlier, started out large gifts. A lot of the gifts came to us grassroots from elementary kids, to faith-based leaders, to fraternities and sororities, corporations and foundations. It truly was a movement. But Papa John's was the first to give us this amount of money, $500,000. So I want to thank Papa John's. So on behalf of Bennett College trustees, faculty, staff, and students, I want to thank the Papa John's Foundation for the check presentation today.
Take 2 steps to your left. You don't want to hit that pull out of the background. Big smile. Excellent.
We can switch it. Okay, thank you, Dr. Dawkins, for that. So our next one here, I'll ask Chad to come up with the Boys and Girls Club of America.
So I couldn't help but think when Steve was talking and said that the company stands for equity, fairness, respect, and opportunity, how closely that aligns with our mission at Boys and Girls Clubs of America. So imagine for a moment of some of the students that you heard from just a few minutes ago. Imagine a moment in the world where every kid, no matter where you come from or the circumstances that surround you, didn't determine your access to experiences or opportunities for your success in life. And it's at Boys and Girls Clubs of America that we don't just imagine that, that's what we live with every day. That's our reality, making sure that those opportunities happen. So it's our mission to enable all young people, especially those who need us most, to get all of those opportunities and that help youth realize themselves as full, productive, responsible citizens. When kids enter a Boys and Girls Club, opportunities end up being open to them. Throughout our history, Boys and Girls Clubs have always risen to the occasion to meet the needs of kids and teens in our country. We serve over 4.3 million kids per year, with a goal by 2025 to double that to 8 million kids per year. That 100% of those kids will be life ready and career ready when they graduate from college. When they graduate from high school. They may go on to college or they may go on to careers, and either of those are viable alternatives. But we know that there's no way that we can possibly do this alone. And so that brings us to partnership and brings us to today. So we want to thank the Papa John's Foundation for its generosity as we begin what we hope will be a long-term partnership. We're in a build phase right now as we provide opportunities for franchisees and others to connect with their communities and volunteer in those clubs. There's not a congressional district in the United States that doesn't have a club, a Native American land that doesn't have a club, or a military base around the world that doesn't have a club. So nobody can ever say that there was no opportunity for me to volunteer. And additionally, we'll celebrate the accomplishments of those young people together at our largest celebration, which is National Youth of the Year. A club CEO once told me, and I thought of it today, and I shared it with 3 young ladies that were at lunch today, 2 of which were Boys and Girls Clubs alums, I discovered through the course of our conversation. And a club CEO said that it's my job to help these young people understand that there's a world beyond the end of their street. And in many cases, that's all that they know. And the 3 young ladies that I sat with had both shared, or all of them had shared with me that their guidance counselor told them they couldn't, they can't. You can't go to an out-of-state school, you can't go to here, you can't do this is what you should do, and was limiting their possibilities. We work directly against that, and we're proud to say that Papa John's is a partner that's helping us do that as well. So thank you very much.
Okay, last but certainly not least, we have a special guest as well to join us up on the podium here from the Association of American Colleges and Universities.
Thank you so much. I'm Lynn Tascarello. I'm the president of the Association of American Colleges and Universities. And I want to begin by thanking Bennett College for their gracious hospitality and for fostering and inspiring the next generation of women leaders. I also want to thank Papa John's for their commitment to and investment in building community. AAC&U represents 1,400 colleges and universities across the country and around the world. From community colleges to four-year residential liberal arts colleges to HBCUs, tribal colleges, Research One institutions, and faith-based institutions. Our mission is to advance liberal education and equity as the foundations for excellence in undergraduate education. The most significant challenge facing colleges and universities today is a growing economic and racial segregation, accompanied by a decoupling of higher education from the American dream. Therefore, over the past year, the Association of American Colleges and Universities has been engaged in the implementation of a comprehensive strategic plan centered on restoring public trust in the promise of liberal education and inclusive excellence. The plan seeks to create an ascendant narrative that contests accusations of irrelevancy and illegitimacy leveled against higher education in general and liberal education in particular. Moreover, it serves as a collective call to action to make visible the transformative power of colleges and universities. And for those of us who believe that higher education is inextricably linked to our nation's historic mission of educating for democracy, the work seems more urgent than ever. At the center of the plan is AAC&U's Truth, Racial Healing, and Transformation Initiative, launched in partnership with the W.K. Kellogg Foundation in July of 2016 and supported by the Newman's Own Foundation. The project positions colleges and universities as community partners in advancing Dr. Gail Christopher's vision of jettisoning a belief in a hierarchy of human value through the process of truth, racial healing, and transformation. Having awarded the first 10 centers for truth, racial healing, and transformation at Austin Community College, Brown University, the Citadel, Duke University, Hamline College, Millsaps, Rutgers Newark, Spelman, and the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and the University of Hawaii, Manoa. Our goal is to establish 150 such centers across the country, understanding that higher education and its graduates must play a leadership role in fulfilling the promise of liberal education for all by upending structural racism and economic segregation. Thanks again to Papa John's for enabling us to carry this work to the next level. We're truly grateful.
Good to go. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so clearly we've identified some just tremendous partners that are going to lead us down the path to do the courageous work that is necessary. So I like to say, though, it's not a destination, it is a journey. It's absolutely a journey. And by doing these grants from the Papa John's Foundation, we are entering into lifelong partnerships. That means the journey never ends. That means we always strive to get better, and we lean into these relationships to make our organization better, make these organizations better, and make this country better. So thank you for your time today. And at this time, I'd like to bring up Chad Earl Pasco, our Vice President of Corporate and Cause Partnership. Actually, Chad, you've already came up, so you don't need to come up again. Yeah, you don't need to come up again. I had the segue here to bring up somebody else, but I don't think we have to do that today. So I want to thank everybody. I specifically want to, just one more thank you to Bennett College for being such a gracious host throughout the day today, the tour of the campus, understanding the passion and commitment that you have for this college, why you do what you do, the fight that Dr. Dawkins is doing here, and that we're going to partner together on this fight. Hashtag Stand with Bennett. We'll do that forever, and I look forward to seeing the green on the other side of the pasture here. So thank you for your time, and enjoy your rest of your afternoon. Yeah, we were close. Scoot a little bit this way. There you go. Covering up the numbers.
At this time, if any members of the media or anyone else has any questions for either Dr. Dawkins or Mr. Ritchie, please raise your hand and identify yourself and ask your question. Yes, ma'am, Naomi.
I'm Naomi with WUNC Public Radio. Can you give me a little bit more detail as to what the partnership includes with Bennett College?
Sure. So I think a great question. So I think the first step in that process was the grant to help support Bennett College's accreditation. We've been in discussions, in fact, was expanding some of those discussions today to determine exactly what the partnership looks like. We had a lot of discussions around, we are a global company in 47 countries. We have an international framework for supply chain, logistics, marketing, technology. How can we provide an expansion of the talent and expertise that we have within Papa John's and bring that to Bennett College? I love the idea of internships. One of the things I specifically am most interested in is having the opportunity to create a pipeline for talent development. So one of our missions is to create a more diverse and inclusive culture. So why not pull that talent directly here from Bennett College? So some of those are some of the early discussions that we've had, but still work to do. Great question. Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you once again for your time, and have a great afternoon. You guys are taking this up, right?